Hi guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. For those of you who are new on this channel, my name is Elreta. I share this channel with my husband Simba. On this platform we document our continuous life story. We share on the faithfulness of God, all things parenting, marriage, career, and just normal do life with us type of videos. We do a bit of vlogging, just normal family lifestyle type of content. I also do a lot of homemaking. So yeah, it's a family channel. So family channel, but we don't expose our children too much on this platform. So but yeah, we still film family related and relatable content. So that's what we are all about. It would be nice if you can please subscribe and join us and become part of our family. And for those of you who have returned, thank you and welcome back. You are right at home and you are part of the SEAL family. If you are not part of the SEAL family, it's very easy to join us and you can be back right at home by just subscribing. Alright guys, let's get straight into the video. Guys, I want to talk about nannies. I'm not gonna talk about nannies. Let me rather put this video like this. I want to talk about the challenges I have encountered as a mother in my motherhood journey. You've heard what the channel is all about. Motherhood is part of this, and this is what that video is all about. I want to just share my experiences and what really works. So when we found out that, okay, so our older girl Hope is already independent and she was in school, right? So we didn't need a nanny or anything like that for Hope. Hope was fine, and Hope actually stays at school. Initially she would be at school, and then from there she would go for extra classes, I think, or no, you have 2 extra classes, or then she would be in the library studying, and then we would all come back home at the same time. So that is how we were managing. If you have been watching our videos since 2021 or so, you'd know we had some sort of a routine. And then I felt pregnant, got a baby boy, and now we needed someone to care for our baby. And that is when this journey started. So now we didn't really have a discussion before my pregnancy whether we needed a nanny or whether we are gonna ask for help from family members, whatever the case may be. But when it was now time for me to return to work, we just had random talks. Sorry guys if you hear cars in the background. We are close to the road and I left the door open because it's very hot inside the house. Okay, so we then thought, okay, maybe someone that we know. It would be nice to get someone that we know. We prayed about it and we got someone, and that's when our nanny journey started. Our first nanny was amazing. We stayed with her for the first 10 months, but something that's not very nice happened, and unfortunately she had also, I think, given in notice that time that she wanted to leave, but we had also just given her, like, we just terminated her agreement with us to say that because of this that has happened, I think it kind of breaks the whole thing of trust, and we will not be able to continue in this journey with you. So unfortunately we need to cut the contract, or we need to part ways. That was the plan, or that was the thing. And in an unfortunate situation we parted ways, and that was the beginning of nanny drama for us. I'm not gonna go in sequence with who did what and which nanny came and did what and what we did and whatever. I'll just overall just share our experiences that we had with nannies and why we took our baby to daycare and what has been working for us. Okay. Yeah, and then we got someone else, and the person was very good with cleaning and stuff. She was also very good with the baby. But the mouth. So one of the challenges that we face by having nannies in your house is that you get to expose your life. ooh, your everything will just be out there. Your people will be updated on things in your life. Oh no, they bought a new car. Oh no, she bought a new handbag. Oh no, she bought new perfume. Every small little thing, people will just be updated on every small little thing about your life. And despite that being a challenge, I think we try to hang on. And then we also had challenges of people leaving the house, getting too excited about drinking and boyfriends and stuff and not coming back on time. So then what happened was we took our child to daycare because we're just like every time there's a no show from a nanny, it would mean that we have to then I have to stay out of work or Simba has to stay out of work to care for the child. And it was not sustainable that we continue to do that for a long time. So we just decided no, school it is. But again, both demanding careers and whatever the case may be, we were not managing to say having the child in school full time and because I needed to work overtime also. And then again we got someone that is like family, kind of like half family vibes, man. We kind of grew up together and she came and I think she was okay, she was good, but again challenges of a nanny also just didn't stop with that person. And in between we became so desperate that would call family members, cousin who come for 2 weeks, help us out. My sister-in-law also stood in for us. I will give a shout out to Osinase. In all honesty, Osinase, if you're watching this, thank you for being my girl. Every time I have nanny drama and I look around and I find no help as a girl who's mothering these children without a mother and no support system. By the way, my mother didn't have siblings from her mother's side. So that is also one of the challenges that I'm faced with. But again, the extended family and the community at large, I'd get people here and there to step in. But nobody is perfect. People would come in and then they'll do funny things in the house. So some of the challenges that we've encountered is you will buy a full carcass of meat and someone will be at home the whole day. They'll just microwave meat, put a bit of spice, put a bit of cooking oil, even a whole packet of chicken. People will just be microwaving stuff and they wouldn't really cook and the things would just finish. And then when we come back from work, then we still needed to come and cook and stuff. And then I'll just be like, now what now? You know, some of the challenges that I've experienced having nannies in my house is theft. You guys know by now I love good hair, and these units, I've got a few of these good units. Sorry, I've encountered theft of my wigs, theft of my perfumes, my wedding watch, my clothes. There was a time I went into Mr. Price and Edgar's and Legit. It was when we were preparing to travel for December, just before my baby. Yeah, it was in the first year and a half or so. We're preparing to travel for holidays, and I went to go do shopping because I'd gained a lot of weight, so I needed to get myself new clothes. And I bought a lot of clothes. I went impulsive. I think I spent about 2.5 just on clothes because at that point I picked out a lot of things and I was like, that I just need to start over with a new wardrobe. And I bought clothes and my things disappeared with the whole. So you know Mr. Price has this red fabric bags. I took out a few things I needed to travel with for the holiday and everything else I kept in the bag. Like I even had like formal pants, blazers, like formal shirts. I was actually buying darker colors more because I was still breastfeeding. I breastfed until the child was like about 2 years. TMI, I know. But I was buying dark colors and whatever. My yellow sack van klere, it disappeared up until today. It's gone. It's nowhere to be found in the house. And for the longest time, I was convinced that I may have misplaced it. No, it was stolen. So one of the challenges of having a nanny in your house is that you constantly need to be guarding your things, and it's very uncomfortable. You cannot not be putting things in your house, in your room. And it could have, people can actually advise to say, yo, that's why you must lock your master bedroom. But our setup was in such a way that the baby's things were actually in our room because we were co-sleeping with him at that point in time. That's why we couldn't lock our room. And we trust these people. If I can trust these people with the most precious gift in life, the children, how can I not trust them? Like, if I'm trusting them to care for a child, I can as well just trust this person. And the others are like material stuff. But really, we've encountered a lot of theft. People steal. People really steal, and they are not merciful. When they steal, they steal. So, well, if you want to consider getting a nanny, please brace yourself. That could be some of the challenges that you will face. Another thing is also the talking back. So I'm raising a teenager in the house with hope. And if I'm having a nanny that checks back or talks back or is rude and can answer me just anyhow, it would just mean that the day after tomorrow, Hope would be speaking to me like that. If I'm having a nanny that's dressing shorties and biker shorts that are showing the bottom of the bum with crop tops, ne, Hope would want to dress like that the day after tomorrow. So I'm raising a child that I'm teaching manners, and then I have now someone that doesn't know how to dress. They want to dress just anyhow, and for goodness sake, I'm a married woman. I live in my house with my husband. Dress properly. Like, why are you walking around wrapped in a towel in my house early in the morning? And Simba would be so uncomfortable, he'd literally say that, no, please tell the person to cover up. Like, why are they walking around in a towel? It's just out of respect that they need to cover up, or like wearing a bed throw, or even like a chitenge, and it's just inappropriate. So those are some of the things that we had to address. Like, it's things we speak about when the people initially join us as a family, but again, in the process, you need to address, and these are the things that would be so uncomfortable. Or for example, you tell the person, we got a new electricity meter box, so electricity is chowing us, guys. We are switching on the geyser in the morning so that we all bath, and then after that we will switch off the geyser until we need water in the evening, right? If people need to use warm water during the day, the nanny perhaps needs to do something, boil it in the kettle, right? But if you need to shower, please shower in the morning while the geyser is warm. But you get to see that people are still switching on the geyser around maybe 3 o'clock when they want to bath, right? And then you see, man, the electricity is chowing, and then you'll be like, no, please remember, bath in the morning while the water is warm. We are trying to come up with ways so that we can now all accommodate each other, because guys, life is expensive, to be honest. And then the person's like, but how many times are you going to be telling me the same thing over and over in my house? So this whole nanny journey has put me in a position where I became so desperate. I am normally no nonsense tolerant, but I grew a thick layer of tolerance, because it's either I tolerate that or I have nowhere to leave my child. It's either I tolerate that or I don't get help. So motherhood has humbled me. It really did. I've left with people in my house that I would have never thought of living with. Never. Certain people I just knew, yay, and mayors, yay. But because of motherhood, because of desperation, because of needing someone to care for my child, I had allowed people to come into my space. So yeah, some of the things I've experienced also with nannies is the wastefulness, because they are not the ones paying for stuff. People are very wasteful. For example, washing powder, 3 kgs wouldn't last for 2 weeks. So what I've also discovered with one of the nannies we used to have is that she had a brother that lived in Vendu, but then the nanny left with us, right? And she would take and collect things from our house, man. And I think the brother would come in between to come and pick up stuff. Like from the macaroni, she would probably like choro the things, man. Put maybe a few toilet papers, just pack from the packets of meat and just pack, and then the brother would come and get the things and then go. So that's again theft, like I spoke about. So yeah, that's hectic. So now what would you consider? Having a nanny, either live in or live out, daycare, or getting help from family? In my experience, I would say, let's first talk about nannies. First of all, the issue with live-out nannies wouldn't have worked. Okay, the live-out nanny story wouldn't have worked for us because we live out of Windhoek, and that whole thing of commuting, first of all, would have been very expensive, because now we need to pay for this person's transport. And secondly, also live-out nannies, you are more prone to theft than live-in nannies, because this person is leaving your house every single day and they can carry things along. Someone just recently shared with me today that one of their nannies used to put things like dirt, just garbage, man, in a bag and go throw it in the bin, right? So the ladies' wigs used to be part of the garbage. And when they would leave, when they chila, they go out, go pick up that garbage bag and go home with it. And that's how their things were being stolen, the kids' clothes, her wigs, her perfumes. So leave out nannies. Those are the challenges that you should be expecting. Also, if the person cannot come in and they don't communicate on time, then it would mean now you need to make quick plans with your child, right? Those are the challenges of leave out nannies. Living nannies, okay, living nanny, I think it's a bit expensive because the person gets to eat your food and also use your water, electricity and stuff. But anyway, you just have to do certain things. You can't have it both ways. One side you're winning, but the other side you got to sacrifice something. So that is the thing about living nannies. But living nannies also get to spend so much time with your children. Like they love with you, so they are manners. If you have a living nanny, sorry, what's a fly? It's a fly. It's a fly. If you have a living nanny, then that person's behavior is what your children will pick up. If they are cursing, your children will curse. If they are if just their language, man. If it's the type of person that says, man, shut up and stuff, then your children will also start to be saying, shut up your mouth, those things. A child that has a nanny that actually now curses a lot, and the mother was sharing with me that they don't know how to stop the child now from cursing. Even though they let the nanny go, the child is still cursing. So it's bad habits that the children can pick up. I think they can pick up from any person, but living nannies, the fact that they get to spend so much time and they live in your space, their behavioral traits is what your baby will pick up. For me, the thing that is working very well in my life that I'm really, really grateful for is the school where my child goes, where my baby goes. It's a Montessori school. Excellent. 2-year-old knows all his colors, knows his animals, knows his alphabet, knows his numbers. And in fact, when I say animals, it's not just to say this is a dinosaur. It's a different types of dinosaurs. He knows the different types of dinosaurs, obviously not from school, but also from TV and the things that he gets to watch on the father's phone or my phone. So, but the fact that he's able to grasp this type of things, I think the school lays that type of a foundation. Also, their social skills, their gross motor skills, it's good. Mummies, put your children in school if you can afford. Honestly speaking, it's a good foundation for your child. But again, in my experience, your child being in school does not prevent you from, does not solve the issue of a nanny. Because now waking up in the morning, preparing the child for school, coming home to come and cook, and then now you still need to work, and it's really hectic. Those are the challenges that you can be expecting. But I think for me, really, that one thing that gives me peace of mind is having a child in school. You really, I think there's a bit of more professionalism. You can hold someone accountable. So it's a bit better than the whole nanny drama. Having family members care for your child, you also know that family members will not abuse your child or will not mistreat your child. But again, family members, the yellow community wordt update met yellow stories. If you guys are having marital problems, God forbid, whatever the case may be, people are being updated with all the things that are happening in your lives. And yeah, so people will be updated with your stuff. Another thing that I wanted to say was also children are being abused, no? Children are being beaten. I'm on a WhatsApp group, like I've said in the previous video, where people share, it's a mother's group, people share their challenges and stuff. And recently someone posted a video of a nanny beating a child because the child didn't want to eat. That video was heartbreaking. So if you're gonna have a living nanny, I'd also advise you maybe get cameras. It also, you will see when your things are being stolen, have cameras in the communal areas. And if just lock your room, man, if you can. Rather carry the things of the child out and lock your room so that you keep your things safe in your main room. In fact, not everybody should. People shouldn't even be getting access in your master bedroom. Okay, so what are we currently doing? Currently, our child is in school. School is going well. He used to go to school at the beginning, maybe once or twice a week when I had a nanny that forced me to take the child to school because yeah, I didn't have a choice but just to make the child get used to the school, so that if there's no show from the nanny, or she goes for her weekend and she decides to extend her weekend, whatever the case may be, there are emergencies, at least I know I have a backup plan to take my child. That's where I started, with taking him 2 or 3 times a week, and now I take him full week because we currently do not have a nanny, right? And we then have someone, a nice Zimbabwean lady, that comes in 2 a week to come and clean and iron. So then my responsibility is the cooking. So I cook and I prepare the baby's lunch boxes. I make sure that I pack the baby's clothes in the evening, and also his pajamas. I take it out, and then the father gives him a bath. Hope's responsibility is to load the dishwasher and to offload the dishwasher, and Hope also just helps me generally around the house, but I try not to put a lot of pressure on her because she's also writing exams. So that's how we're trying to juggle. But again, discussions as a family, we sit down, we talk, the 3 of us, because the baby's still small, me, Hope, and my husband, we really talk. And Simba was like, no, I think we need someone, because we both don't have that flexibility. If I'm working late, Simba needs to come home earlier for the kids, otherwise we'll put pressure on Hope to care for the baby, and that's what we don't want to do, because she needs to concentrate on her school. So what we now do is we recently started looking for a nanny. We got someone, like I said in the previous video, she came on a Friday, just Friday night, Saturday the whole day we had Hope's party. Nothing happened, no argument, no nothing. We just had Hope's party, we had people over, we had fun. Sunday morning, early 6 o'clock, the person is texting that she needs to go back because her grandmother is sick. I don't know how true that story is, but I'll leave it at that. I'll really not get into the details. I'm wishing her grandmother a really fast recovery. It's an unfortunate incident that we had to lose her that way, but I think I'm really just grateful that maybe this is happening a bit earlier in the journey, so that we don't have people now leaving us stranded again in the middle of nowhere. So that's that. Also, someone had shared that the challenge that they had with their nanny is that whenever they were at work, the nanny would apparently come with boyfriends into the house and come and do things in front of the children. So those are some of the things that could happen. So guys, most importantly, it's really tough. I feel like the most toxic relationship is that between nannies and families. There are people that have really, really good nannies, and there are people that have really, really good mothers or the families that they work for. But overall, I feel like it's not an easy relationship that I've encountered and that I've seen. And also, when a nanny leaves, your children would have had a relationship with this nanny, and it takes time for people to move on. You as adults, you can move on, but the children are still attached to these people, and it hurts them. It really does. I've seen hope break because of a separation from a nanny. I have seen my child have meltdowns, the baby, because of a separation from a nanny. And because you see that your children go through this, it's also painful. So for me, the biggest heartbreak I've encountered, yes, losing my mother was painful. Yes, when I have fallouts with people, it hurts. But that breakup with a nanny, man, it's a different type of pain, because you're just like, I wouldn't even have had that relationship with you under normal circumstances. It's because of my children that I get to bring you into my space, that I get to sacrifice, and I get to spoil you and make you part of the family. And then, it's tough. It's really, really tough. But yeah, love and light to all the nannies out there who are trying their best. This video is not to paint nannies bad and mummies good. Love and light to all the mummies that are also struggling and also don't blame yourself if you can't keep a nanny. If it's not working for you, it's really not working for you. If someone is disrespectful and is talking back and stuff, your children will grow up and talk back to you. Your children will grow up and disrespect you. So know what you can tolerate, what you can't. Also, don't be too firm and too uptight that you just don't tolerate anything. Because if you find someone that is very good with cooking, that person may not be able to keep the house clean. If the person can keep the house clean, they may not be able to cook, or they may not be able to iron. So what we also currently do is to have someone come in that at least helps us with the cleaning and the ironing, and then the other person can then focus on other things. But for me, it doesn't make sense that I have a child in school and I have a live-in nanny, and I still need to call a third person to help coming in to come and iron and clean. Then why do I then have a nanny If the child is in school, the nanny must wake up in the morning and prepare the child and clean the house while the child is in school. So then having to have these three things, it's very costly. But again, at one point, one needs to make that sacrifice if it's necessary. Eventually, these children will grow up and they'll call you blessed. These children will grow up and these things would be in the past. But now that you're raising your children as a working mom, as a working dad, these are the challenges that we all face. If you're going through any of these, just know that you're not alone. We are in this together. Let's remain prayerful. Let's pray for our children. Let's pray for our homes. Let's try the best that we can with what we can and remain positive. Eventually, all things will work out. So, yeah, that's it. I've spoken so much. I hope this video is not too long, but we've come to the end of this video. Please comment down below if you've had a nanny. What are some of the stories? Just on the side note, a joke. Apparently, I don't know how true this is, but I read it somewhere on the WhatsApp groups that there was someone that had a nanny and apparently she got sick and went from work a bit earlier and found her nanny by the robot saying that I have a small baby, what come up begging for money with her baby. Now imagine and then you go find your nanny on the side of the road begging for money with your baby. Tough. So yeah, guys, please comment down below. What are some of the encounters that you have had with nannies? If you've had nanny issues, if you've worked as a nanny before, what are some of the challenges? You can as well also just teach us as mummies, where can we do better and stuff. For me, I know I'm not the nicest of people. Like, if I'm not happy with something, I will tell you. I'll tell you. And if I feel like I was wrong, I will always come back to you and I will apologize. I think that's like, just also do self-introspection to say, no, here I overreacted because of A, B, C, and D. Probably your child fell from something and got hurt and you overreact. But obviously now this nanny is also stressed out because now she can see the situation that the child got hurt. And it's really also not easy for them because they get to also become attached to these children. It feels like it's their kids if they really love on your children or if they love your children. So then if the child is hurt, the nanny is also stressed out. You yelling and stuff also just makes them very stressed. So I think I've lashed out on someone before because of something that has happened. My child got hurt and I didn't think it was funny in that moment. But later I got to do self-introspection and I was like, no, I'm sorry about the way I spoke to you and stuff. I know you are also stressed, and we held hands and we helped this child go through the whole recovery process. So mummies, also just be a bit graceful. Exercise a lot of grace, patience, love, spoil your people if you can, celebrate them. There are also mothers that have to leave other children, their children behind to come and care for yours, and it's really not easy. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on the next video. Doodles.